Welcome back to Public Affairs on Peach. I now have Lewis Payne here with me with Bates Ace Hardware. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. There's so many more things to talk about. There's a lot to think about this time of year, now being fall, as far as what we need to do around the yard with equipment. Let's begin with the leaves, and I see you have a leaf blower here.
We do.
What do we need to know as far as leaves are concerned on the lawn? Everybody says, get the leaves off. Why?
Well, because the water is held down to the grass by the leaves, you can create a situation where there'd be mold, mildew, fungus will grow. If you've ever noticed that when you blow your lawn in the fall, when the leaves have fallen, and you blow the leaves away and you'll see brown patches all over the yard, that's fungus that's begun to grow underneath the leaves. So it's important to get those off as quickly as possible.
So that fungus is killing your grass.
Absolutely.
And a leaf blower, I mean, there's still people that rake, if you can believe that. So what do you say about these leaf blowers? How much are they? Is it worth it, in your opinion, to get one like this?
Well, you can get a good gas-powered for a couple of $100. And of course, if you use steel, you realize that it's probably the best on the market. We believe so. Most of your landscapers use steel. You can get one of these, like I say, for about a couple of $100. You can go all the way up to $400 or $500 for a backpack blower, depending on what you need. Having the right tool is very important. If you have a lot of leaves, if you have a lot of trees in your yard, you're going to have a lot of leaves, you'll want a backpack blower because you've got a lot of volume to move. If you just got a few trees, a small lawn, something like this is great.
I have a backpack blower, and that thing has saved my life. I mean, it's just the best thing to have. It's so quick, it's easy, makes the lawn look nice, and especially if we're aerating the lawn, which, for those that don't do this, it's basically where you come in and you dig plugs or dig up the ground, little holes in the ground, right, to let it breathe.
Let it breathe.
Let the lawn breathe, and then, of course, you can drop seeds in there and new grass will grow up. And if you're doing that, you don't want leaves to fall and kill the new grass that's coming up too.
Correct.
So that's very important to know. Let's talk about the lawnmower really quickly. We talk about, how high should the grass be this time of year when you cut, your last cut of the season, if you will. What do you recommend?
Well, it's very important to notice that on your lawnmower you should have mechanisms to raise and lower the cutting. So what you should do in the fall of the year is raise this all the way as high as you can get it, because you want your grass to be fluffy, you want it to be high, at least 1.5 inches to 2 inches.
Okay, so this is real simple here, and most lawnmowers are like this. I mean, you would just essentially grab the lawnmower and fluctuate it, see, just like that to the highest setting, which is about, what, at least 1.5 inches? You're not cutting your grass below 1.5 inches?
Not in the fall, no.
Okay, and why?
Well, you want the fescue to be fluffy, you want it to be able to breathe. It's a great time to feed your lawn. And a good thing to remember, I could give you a lot of chemical names for it, but I won't. If you'll look at fertilizer, it's usually 3 numbers. It'll be 24, 25, 4, or it'll be 10, 10, 10, or 12, 12, 12. A good way to remember that and which fertilizer to use is the first number will make it grow up. It makes it green.
Okay.
It makes it grow up. The second number grows roots.
I see.
It makes it grow down. The third number is for sustaining the grass. It allows the grass to flourish. And in the fall, you want to use a good fertilizer. You want to lime your lawn after you aerate and you seeding, because you want to get that pH level up so that you can promote new growth.
Lewis, let's take a look on the screen here. You will see some great tips for protecting your lawn, and maybe you can talk about some of these. It says feed in the fall. What do they mean by that, feed in the fall?
Fertilize, feed your lawn. Best time to promote new growth.
And then use correct fertilizer. You talked a little bit about this, so that's very important. Again, what should people be using? What type this time of year, in your opinion?
You want your grass to grow.
Okay.
You want your roots to grow.
Okay.
And you need to look at sustenance too. So a broad line fertilizer.
We talked about aerating your lawn, which is so important for the health of your lawn, and you can do it yourself, which I've tried, and that's really hard. I mean, you can buy equipment that actually plugs into the ground and digs up these little holes, or you can hire a company to come out and do it. Probably the easiest thing to do. That lets your lawn breathe. You then can seed it after that. Then you water it, which is really good. Those are all great suggestions. Anything else that you think folks should keep in mind this time of year?
One thing, if you want to aerate your own lawn, rather than buying the hand units that you're talking
listen,
about,
I
that's
was
hard
so
work.
sore.
That's hard work.
Not a good idea.
And if you're not hiring a lawn service to do this, we actually rent aerators in our store. So you can rent an aerator and do it yourself and save quite a bit of money.
How much would that run, approximately?
$40.
Well, that's not bad at
day.
all.
Oh,
So it's a
not at all.
machine and you just run it across the lawn, is that it?
Right, it's gas powered. It
Great.
pulls out the plugs, allows the grass to get air down to the roots, the soil to breathe, and if you're using lime, it allows it to mix with the soil.
Yeah.
It's just a good thing to do, especially in the fall.
Okay.
That's so important, feeding your lawn in the fall.
Great. So these are some great tips that you've provided today. Thank you so much. Lewis Payne with Bates Ace Hardware. I feel better prepared going into the fall season and winter months. You know, now we have some good information here, right?
Right.
Great. Just listen to this guy. He knows what he's talking about.
Have fun.
That's right. Have fun doing it too, and don't use one of those handheld aerators.
They'll wear you out.
It's terrible. It's absolutely difficult to use. But thank you so much for being on the program. And when we come back, we're going to have much more, some more information that will help you prepare as we move into the fall season and lawn care is concerned. Stay with us right here on Public Affairs on Peach.